afternoon, everybody. What is going on today? Another beautiful, beautiful day outside, as you can see in the background. No rain again. It is just kind of hot and muggy, that's for sure. So we are currently on our way back over to the Sended household to continue to give John a hand putting together back the scrap truck and getting that thing closer and closer to sticking that engine back in the truck. So that is where we're headed. We had some parts delivered today, which we will go over when we get back to the house later tonight. So some cool stuff for the first gen is now in, ready to go. We're going to start ripping and tearing on that thing very, very shortly here. So we actually got a cool trip planned mid this week as well. We're going to pick up some big parts, some big parts. So stay tuned for that. That'll be within the next day or two. So plenty of action going on, guys. I'll tell you what, I absolutely love driving this truck, but you probably can't see very well. Driving home last night, all you hear is splat, 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 and that's freaking bugs everywhere all over the windshield and the front bumper. So we're gonna need to wash this dirty old girl here pretty soon too. Alrighty, and we are here at the Sended household. We are gonna make sure we leave our truck idle just a couple minutes here, and then we'll shut her down just to make sure the neighbors are getting their daily dose of idling. Hello. Alrighty guys, so first order of business before we get started today, we're going to take the cylinder head that is not staying on the engine off. That was just to see if the tappet cover clearances were good with the fittings and everything. So going to yank that off, then flip the engine upside down and actually check the tappets that are in this engine already. John didn't assemble this short block previously, so we're just going to double check what's in it now to make sure that it does have new tappets, because that's what we were told, but we're not going to take any chances seeing that we've already had one tappet situation. Alright, let's show them.
Mama's got a flash shovel, boys.
There's the other end right there. For those of you who haven't seen that video, I will put it somewhere up here. Make sure you check out that video before you watch any of these, because you won't know half the fun we had with the first time we took engines out. But for those of you who've never seen inside an engine here without the oil pan, this is basically what everything looks like with the crank and the rods and the way everything are set up. But as you can see down here, those are the tappets, and that is the cam tunnel, and that's where your cam rides. Those are your tappets that the push rods seat into and that ride on your cam lobe. So while this is upside down right now, probably going to stick the cam in now, then we can flip it back over. Now we don't need Mama's Good flat shovel anymore.
Yeah, well, we got to put the timing case on first.
Ooh, timing case on first. Ooh.
Yeah. And I need you to buckle me up. I can't.
Oh, you need a buckle job?
I can't.
As long as you don't ask me to help you go to the bathroom, we're all right.
Yeah. Well, no, I can do that. Just buckle me up, Greg. Buckle up for safety.
Ooh, I might have to put the. Hold on.
I got it. I got it now.
You got it?
Yeah. Stick it in the hole, John. There we go.
You good?
Oh yeah, now I'm secure.
Ooh, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty, so just in case we did want to take these out and just inspect them, get yourself a very, very long magnet, and what you can do is stick that just like that, and then that can go right inside there. Basically, they just push down like that, and that's it. So in order to flip the engine back over and get the timing case on, obviously we have to stick something back in there because we don't have the timing case on yet. That's got to go in before the cam. So we'll stick the flat shovel back in there just to hold the tappets in place, and then we can then redo this process and slide the cam back in. There we go.
Like a glove.
Like a glove. Alrighty guys, so we got the front cover case back on. Actually, you can see right there, that is your killer dowel pin bolt, and basically John didn't unfortunately have one of those sweet thin air diesel billet killer dowel pin covers. So we have a homemade license plate killer dowel pin that we are going to now install. But if you do need to tab the killer dowel pin on your 12 valve, make sure you go check out Thin Air Diesel. He's got these really sweet one-piece billet tabs, and they are a slick unit.
Or a license plate works.
Or if you're Johnny Sended, a license plate will
always check your Loctite.
All right, and there is your homemade tab, boys and girls. Does the same job, doesn't look as pretty, but if you're looking for billet, you know where to go. If you want to do it homemade, that's how you do it. A couple tin snips and some license plate. Greasing up the old cam. Just to give you guys, if you ever hear this mentioned, so you can see that they have a, what would you call that, John? A little bushing?
Cam bushing.
Cam bushing. So there's a cam bearing, cam bushing in the front of your engine, and also there is one all the way in the very back, which you might not be able to see. Now, I think there was.
I don't think so. I think that just rides on a film of oil.
Oh, maybe not. I thought there was one in the front, one in the back. So maybe there's only just one in the front. Now, if you look through here, there is no bushings throughout the entire cam tunnel. It's only there in the front. So a lot of times when you're building a motor, you'll hear people say, you know, we bored out the cam tunnel and put bushings or bearings throughout. And that's basically what they're referring to. A factory Cummins engine really only comes with one in the front. I thought there was one in the back too, but really just one in the front, and that's what they're referring to.
That's where all the load is. It's on the gear train.
So just a helpful little tip there. So we are now ready to insert the camshaft. The cam is now fully in. The retainer's all bolted in and Loctited down. Make sure, obviously, when you're doing this, you get your timing marks lined up perfectly there. So that's all set. We had to crank the engine over to line that up with the cam while we're doing this. So pretty much now what we're working on now that we're here on the backside is getting the oil pan gasket and the pickup tube gasket all set, ready to go, all cleaned up. John's been working on that, seeing that that's perfect standing height for him. And then we're pretty much buttoned up on the bottom here, aren't we?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And then we can
toss the pan on with our new bung hole.
Oh, right, the custom.
Yeah, with the
custom pan.
Custom bung hole weld job.
Then we can flip her over and continue.
Up top.
Put the pump back on.
Yeah, we gotta.
Woohoo!
Do miscellaneous
accessories. So one of you guys who undisclosed happens to know where John actually lives. Oh yeah, here we go with the light. Our buddy Mark was just so kind enough. He's doing a first gen himself, and he had some spare parts. So he dropped us off a spare bezel, dash bezel for the first gen, and he has a brand new.
Well, no, it wasn't brand new.
Well, he redid it. Yeah. He owned a collision shop. And he got us painted up with a black grill. Got it all smoothed out, all painted black. So we got a new grill. We don't know if we're gonna stay black, maybe paint it the color of the truck, but we have a spare grill, which is good because ours is all painted up, or cracked up, I should say. And some new U-bolts if we need them. Just spare stuff he had laying around, thought we could use, but.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark. We appreciate that. You guys are the best. You guys are literally the best. So thank you for that. Woo!
You're doing pretty good.
Yeah?
You're doing pretty good.
Alright, well, the Senda garage is shutting down for this evening. It may look like we're moving slow. Maybe we are moving slow. But that's the pace we're moving. All on a school night. And no, none of us have kids.
Mama filled us up, though.
Oh, that's right. We went inside and had dinner.
We had a sit-down dinner. Whew.
She took us out to a nice seafood dinner and never called us again.
Out for a nice seafood dinner, never call her again.
Okay. All right, bye. Love you, bye.
Love you, bye.
Okay.
I'll see you next time.
See you later.
Thanks.
No, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I think a spaceship has landed. What in the heck? We got the full mall crawler status going on the 08. Love them or hate them, they're on there. So, you know, it is. Sometimes I like them, sometimes I don't, but they're on there. They're not on anything else, but, you know, I figured you guys might like to hate on them. So, I threw them on for you. But back at the Greg A Garage, so far, good progress with John's engine. Seems to be going a little bit slow, but no big deal. We'll get it. We have plenty of time to get it done, dialed in. So, as Greg always says, any progress is some progress. But we do have some presents here. So it is now Christmas time. Let's go over them. Also, if you don't follow my Instagram, I'll put it right here. Make sure you follow my Instagram. But I did post a little while ago that I was looking for a 24 valve 98 to 02 intake horn, which we have. Thanks to our man Austin. I'll put his Instagram right here. Thank you very much. He was local. He actually dropped that off for us. Thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. So just to show you a quick example, we did actually have a early 12 valve one, but the VE truck, here is what is factory. This has, with the grid heater, you can't really tell, but it's literally only open that much, maybe like a 1.5 by 1.5 inch square. Then you have your 98 to 02, which is honestly your best option. Completely wide open, goes to 3-inch pipe, and should be the correct angle that we need for the first gen, second gen intercooler swap project. Now, I did have this one, Mikey G had this one laying around, but this is the one on the common rail. You can see how much it actually necks down in there as far as a full continual flow. So this one, the bolts are actually up top, kind of further out of the way, has a completely open path. So we are going to use this for the test fit, but most of my builds do run these really, really awesome pusher intake manifolds and all of their piping. Obviously this side was custom, but usually all my trucks usually get pusher stuff. So great products there. Check them out. Pusher intakes. They make some really, really awesome manifold piping kits, especially for Cummins, also Duramax and Power Stroke. So go check them out, guys. So we got that dropped off. We'll get this stuff out of the way. We'll do our Christmas present opening time. So first box, I don't know if you can read it, but it's got a big ISPRO label on the side, so you can only imagine what might be in this. Oh, come on. They use packing peanuts? Pyrometer up to 2,000, because you never know, we might get a little crazy. Fuel pressure up to 60, because we will be doing a P-pump swap, and I really didn't feel like buying 2 gauges. So really, I think the VE pumps are like 15 pounds max or something like that. But trans temp, turbo boost, 60 pounds, because you never know how crazy we might get. That'll probably need to get upgraded at some point in its life. And a little mini 4K tack, which also might need to get upgraded just in case we decide to shoot for super high RPMs. This is actually a tack mounting kit for the later model first gens. They actually come with a tack option underneath there. So this is kind of a nice factory little plug that you can do to just plug in the tack because the first gen doesn't even have a tack. Just like Johnny's gas dodge. But got some gauges. The only one I forgot to order, honestly, and I probably will. And I like these because they match the factory era. I'll show you guys probably tomorrow with some more daylight. But they match the factory kind of color scheme that the first gen has going on. So that's that. Thank you, ISPRO. Thank you for the packing peanuts. Alrighty, so this package is from Heating Machine, kind of like I told you. This is actually a S400 weld-on flange for the new S472 for the first gen. So that does not have a V-band outlet, so this is a weld-on V-band outlet with a pipe, mild flange to weld on our 3-inch hot side intercooler pipe. So we're just going to weld that straight to this other side. Nice clamp again. This is the Tappet cover from Heating Machine, kind of just like John has. Very nice packaging. Here's all your hardware that they give you. Give you the O-ring. And look at this beauty. I don't even know if you guys can see that, but you guys have seen it enough on John's. This is honestly just such an insanely nice piece. I saw John's, I was like, man, I'm gonna wait to put one on because this thing, let me open it up just in case you haven't seen. Jesse would be going nuts right now over all this bubble wrap, let me tell you. This is just sexy, let me tell you. And honestly, I thought it would be more. If you go online, you'll see how much they cost. Heatingmachine.com, go check them out. And no, I'm not. You guys think that I might get free parts for mentioning all this crap. I really don't. I just tell you what I buy, and I tell you that it's really nice looking, and that's what I got. So I'm just giving you my opinion on what we get. You guys know if I get something crappy, then I usually don't shy away from telling you. But this is a sexy, sexy piece. I did order the fittings for these. They'll be in later in the week, but this piece is pre-baffled. I'll try and pull it apart for you guys. These are actually kind of loose. These are also nice O-ringed. Gotta love the O-rings, man. No gaskets, that's where it's at. But here's the baffling. That way you don't get any oil spills. Also, like on John's, we got 90 fittings going up and then horseshoed around, so that shouldn't have any leaks, especially that it's baffled, and we have the 90s, so should be in good shape there. But again, like I mentioned, just another quality piece from Keating. Very, very nice. Alrighty guys, and that's pretty much gonna wrap up this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully some work on the first gen is gonna happen, and stay tuned for those videos coming up. You are not gonna wanna miss the parts that we are picking up. So stay tuned, thank you guys, see ya. Hit that like button before you leave. And here it comes. Oh my gosh. Come on! Can't we just have one day? One day.